Sex Party with Dustin Rybka special presentation.
Sex Party with your host, Dustin Rybka.
Hello and welcome to
Satanic
Panic, the Sex Party 2024 Halloween special. We do this every year. This year's no different. I've got three
giant
fun, horny, Satan-filled interviews for you coming up. The first one is with Melody Mynx. She's an adult star. The second one is with Ellis Camino. He's an adult star and a bit of
Satanist.
The third one is with my girlfriend, relationship expert, and psychic, Gianna Rackham. We are going to talk throughout all of these interviews about
Satan.
about the devil, about horny horror movie characters, about Halloween. In the final interview with Gianna, we go into something that's been a bit of an urban legend around here. Some of you out there may have noticed in the video version of the show, we're going to tackle finally whether or not the studio I'm coming to you from right now is haunted, who it may be haunted by, and man,
What a twist.
at the very, very end. First up is Melody Mynx, aka the devil. I say that because she is dressed as
Devil.
and so prepare yourself. We're going to play a bit of a game called Bobbing for Boobs. And listen, like this
Satan.
shit, should you guys take this shit seriously? No, just have fun. Or you know what? Take it seriously and be incredibly scared. Either way, happy Halloween and enjoy my Halloween conversation with Melody Mynx.
Happy Halloween.
Satan or Melody Mynx, welcome to the 2024 Sex Party Halloween special. How are we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. It's nice and balmy here, you know.
Yeah.
I had to come see you. You know, I had to thank you from the bottom of my bottomless pit of a heart. You're doing the Lord of Darkness's work out there, and we really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, I couldn't be happier to being the Lord of Darkness's little minion on Earth, like spreading my message of just total hedonism and madness, right? Why not? I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah, you had to bring out all these Project 2025 wingnuts out into the light where everybody could just see the mayhem. And maybe they're working for me too. Who knows? I do just like a party.
Yeah, I mean, you seem like someone who would play both sides against each other and then totally fuck with the middle as well. So I totally appreciate the strategy that takes. I think, how could you have a sex party without Satan?
I don't know, That's, that does not compute.
No, it doesn't compute at all. And the fun part about Halloween is you can play into all of this madness and have fun with it and still be sexy, right? Like Halloween is such a fun, slutty, be whatever you want in any way you want kind of holiday and shit. And
well, I mean, I wish every day was Halloween in that sense.
Yeah.
I wish more people could just let it all loose and just be who they are the rest of the year too.
Yeah, I think they probably do too. I'm not sure how many people would actually dress up as the Lord of Darkness, as Satan, like you have, because this is fucking commitment.
Dress up? What are you talking about? I just wiped off my
well, I mean,
paint.
We can. Well, we'll talk to the devil and we'll talk to Melody at the same time. We'll just play it for however it plays. But so Melody, you were on the show for a full episode.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, a few weeks ago, months ago, years ago. I can't even keep track anymore.
I feel like it was a month or two ago.
Yeah, everybody loved you. I asked you
Aw.
back for the Satan fueled Halloween special, and here we are. And for the people who might not know who Melody is, right? Since we're gonna jostle between, maybe my eyes will roll back in my head, and I'll turn into a demon at some point, hopefully. But
Playing both sides of the coin.
yeah, we have to. Yeah. So do you want to give them a little recap on who you are and what you do? Because I mean, you are one of the big names out there, and I love
we'll get you everywhere in hell.
I hope so. I love your story, so I just want you to let's
story.
Yeah, let's bring them up
Sorry
to
to
speed.
interrupt.
No, you're good. No, yeah, go ahead.
Is this thing on? So my story, I am a Gen X adult film starlet. I just hopped tits first into the industry at age 45, and I haven't looked back. I love it. I love making movies. I love providing content for people. It's not just people just being naughty. I mean, I love it when people are naughty. But I feel like it's also like almost like a community service work too. To like provide content for people that don't normally get it on their own sometimes.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I mean, and you being dressed up as the devil, I mean, what a service you're doing now, because how many people do you think have, devil fetishes out there? Let's be real.
Oh, I know. I don't have a tail though.
Oh, well,
but the big horns are nice.
I think that's my favorite part with the roses.
Yeah,
that's wild. That's great. Yeah. And if you're listening to this, if you chose the audio experience, complete the audio experience and then go over to YouTube and get a visual experience of this. Do not leave. The devil will light your soul on fire. Just stay where you're at and finish
have some sympathy for the devil, for fuck's sake.
We love, let's see how many pop culture devil references we can get into this interview. Let's just play a game. Because I mean, we're not the devil's rejects. Ding, there's one. Yeah. Do you have a favorite genre of horror? Is there a subgenre? I mean, what are some of your favorite horror movies? And are they like horny horror movies? Or are they more like just bloody graphic? I mean,
Okay, so I'm a real wimp when it comes to horror movies. Like, I like the ghosty ones. I like the spooky ones, but I don't like the gory ones. But I am a huge Buffy the Vampire Slayer fanatic.
Okay.
Like the series. Like, I remember when it came out, and like I met a couple of the actors. And,
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'm basically my girlfriend is basically Buffy Summers. Like she's like she's totally Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Gianna the Vampire Slayer. But then we joke that I'm a vampire, so maybe that's not. Well, I guess Buffy did have a lot of.
You're hotter than Angel was.
Don't tell him that. I heard he has a temper. Actually, that actor has a super bad temper.
Isn't he from Boston? Let's piss off everybody in Boston.
Yeah, that's
the devil versus Boston.
There you go. I almost said the Boston Devil, but that's the Jersey Devil. That's my second reference.
Oh yeah, the Jersey Devil.
Yeah, which we both will be seeing next week because we'll both be at Exotica, New Jersey, which will be a blast. Hopefully, we'll run into the Jersey Devil there. Yeah, but wait a minute. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, she did have relationships with multiple vampires. Spike, Angel. So I guess that does.
Yeah, there was Spike. Spike was more my type. I met him at a con once.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, he was great.
He was a nice guy?
Yeah, he was super nice.
Yeah.
I mean, it was back when like we didn't know what germs were, and I probably gave him the flu. So sorry.
Wait, did you hook up with him or what?
No. But I was just breathing germs everywhere, and I was waiting in line to meet James Marsters. I was waiting in line, but apparently you had to pay like the upper tier to actually get to meet him. So then they're all like, all right, well, that's it. He's done. And I went up and I was like, wait a minute. I've been waiting in line. What's going on? And they were just like, well, we got to bring Leonard Nimoy out. And I was like, I don't give a flying fuck about Leonard Nimoy. Now, I mean, he's great, you know. But
in this
I
context,
wanted to meet Spike. Then the door opens. James Marsters with his like bleach blonde hair, like a little smile on his face, like pulls me into the room. And I'm just so giddy, and I'm a teenager. I don't know. Like, and he was like, I like your tongue ring. And I was like, thanks, me too.
Wow. Holy shit.
He signed a little 8x10 for me, sent me on my way.
Wow. Yeah, that's awesome. What a fucking story. So wait a minute. You're dressed as the devil. Okay, yes. but you're a wimp with horror movies. This is interesting. But you like the ghosty ones. Does that mean like
I like the spooky stuff? Yeah.
Like Poltergeist? Like what?
Oh yeah. I love like The Exorcist, Poltergeist, like
the Conjuring.
Yeah, any kind of ghost spooky story. I'm in.
Do you watch
psychological horror?
The Conjuring stuff?
Yeah, I like that stuff too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really into the whole like Jason, like like what's the guy Pinhead? Like it's just not my thing. Chucky, right. I didn't like dolls when I was a child. I don't like them now.
But you know those personas. I mean, how could you're an American. How could you not know that shit? I mean, that's all that we talk about.
I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s.
Okay, so two questions. Two, and normally I do this at the end, but fuck it, right? Let's do it now because we're already on the subject. Two questions. For Satan Melody. One, who do you think is hornier out of the following? Okay, is it Freddy Krueger?
The devil, like.
Well, yeah, like it's always horns? The devil. Yeah.
Okay,
like
continue.
Who's the most sexual deviant horny fuck on this list? Is it Freddy Krueger? Is it Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, Ghostface? And when I say Ghostface from Scream, I just mean like the persona, not all the individual people. So there's 4. Or is it Pinhead? So Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface, or Pinhead. Like who do you think is the horniest, most deviant person out of that bunch?
I think it's Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
He's always stalking people. Like, why you got to stand there and stare at people unless you're just thinking about fucking them?
Yeah, and like he drowned while 2 camp counselors were fucking, so that's got to have like a thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and his mom went crazy, and then he like,
thanks for filling me in.
Yeah. So it's like there is like a mommy sex thing happening in Jason, and for sure.
Oh, that's good. You love my work.
That's a good, yeah.
All the MILF porn for Jason Voorhees.
Yeah. No, I mean he probably would stop killing people and just start masturbating like a lot.
I mean, that's
yeah.
Social services.
You're saving people, and by not only him but all of these victims that he would probably kill. I mean, a good summer fall season at Camp Crystal Lake, that's like anywhere from 10 to 30 people that you would probably save if you would just tune into your porn. Okay, now we're gonna reverse the question a little bit. We're gonna alter it. Question 2: out of those 5, again, Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees, Michael Myers, who's another quiet fucking weirdo, Ghostface, or Pinhead, which one, if you had to choose one, which one would you choose to have sex with, to hook up with, to shoot content with?
Just one?
Well, you could pick multiple.
The boy, girl, boy always sells really well for me.
Yeah. So, okay, pick as many as you like. It's a buffet.
Thank you.
Yeah. Pick as many as you want.
Well, I'm gonna stick with Jason again.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your lead.
Yeah, and then I don't really like the masks. I don't like them hiding because I don't know what's under there.
Yeah, well, it's kind of a problem there.
Yeah, but then like Pinhead would be an issue.
Mm-hmm. Yep, you need a helmet for sure, and that doesn't make sexy at all. And then Freddy is just disgusting.
Take them all out on a date.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That would be Very dangerous, but it would also be like your top selling
But I'm
content.
they're trying to impress me.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's
The Queen of Darkness.
maybe they all just like bow down. You know what I mean?
They're all like, look what I can do. And they're like running and like killing somebody. Look, I can do it better.
I think that they would probably get into like that typical like that wannabe alpha sort of like they would start attacking each other for your attention, probably, right? Because Freddy versus Jason is a whole fucking thing, like so it's like, no, I saw her first, and then Michael Myers wouldn't say anything, and he just stabbed, or and then
whatever. I just like walk off with like Dracula or like one of the old school like Hollywood.
Are we writing a fucking fan fiction B movie right now? This is great.
We could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're also going to get sued by every fucking company and Halloween costume company out there too.
Well, you know what they can't sue me for? I made a game.
Okay. Let's hear about the game.
So I made a game for the fans. It's called Bobbing for Boobs.
Okay.
Because, I figured YouTube might get mad if it was like Duncan for dongs.
Yeah, they still might get mad. So whatever.
Well, I made these lovely little boobs.
Yeah, that's great. Very artistic. We love it.
I don't think you can see it. This one has a nipple ring. But at some point during our podcast, I'm going to pull one of these out and they have a prize on it. Mm-hmm. So if the fans out there follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and my new YouTube channel, and you're the first person to respond, then you get to win the prize.
Okay. This is great. We love games on Sex Party normally, but for the Halloween special, we're really gonna nail this one. I can't wait to see what you pull, but I also can't to see like what they win. Should we wait or should we do it now? What do you think?
I have no impulse control. I'm the devil.
Okay, so yeah, let's do it now. Again, okay, so let's give
one now.
Okay, one now. Let's give them the information again. What are the channels? What are, I mean, I'm going to link them in the description, obviously, but what they'll let me get away with. But what do they have to do to win? You're going to pull something and then explain the rules one more time because everybody needs at least 2 times. We all have TikTok brain, so.
Oh yeah, I don't do TikTok, but
I don't either, but I still have a TikTok brain.
Yeah, I delegated that to somebody else. Is too much evil. So you need to follow me on Twitter. That's Mynx Melody. You need to follow me on Instagram, melody.mynx, and you need to follow my new YouTube channel, Melody Mynx, and it's where I'm going to be doing my new series called Tops Off Tarot, and we're going to learn our tarot cards.
Well, and they need to follow you at all these places, but also screenshot for proof.
Yes,
and then you want them to DM you on one of these channels, on one of like Instagram or something, or
Let's
whatever.
just say Instagram. That way I can keep track of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all better for like the hidden messages.
So she's gonna pull. Maybe we can, while you're doing it, maybe the editor in the future could put a little like satanic drum roll or something in here while you're getting ready to pull.
Oh yeah, I could just do this. I just heard this thing with Dolly Parton and was it Patti LaBelle? They were like doing this.
Yeah, it sounds like you're playing spoons, but
yeah.
Yeah. So there's a drum roll happening. I don't know. It's chaotic. It doesn't matter. Whatever. And then you're gonna pull this. They need to follow you on all 3 of the places. Screenshot it. Provide proof. DM you on Instagram. We're ready for the pull whenever you're ready.
Okay. And there's music going right now?
Probably. I don't know. Yeah. Who knows? Maybe some chanting.
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
Chanting or something. Yeah.
All right. Here's our first bobbin for boobs. And the prize is... Oh, this is a good one. A 3-minute video chat.
Okay. So you guys know what you have to do. Guys and gals out there, you know what you have to do. Follow her on those 3 places. If you want to give them again, you can. Provide proof that you did and be the first to respond. And you win a free, what did you say, 3 minute?
3-minute
video chat. Right? And they can extend that for money. Like,
I mean, you know, gratuity's always nice.
But like if you get to if you get to the end of like the 3 minutes and someone's like, wait a minute, I'm not done or whatever, I'm just saying, oh, okay, listen, like I don't know what happens. But I'm saying like I'm not done talking to you is what I mean, right? I'm not done talking to you, Melody, right? Or whatever, right? They can say, hey, how much is it per 10-minute block or something if they want, right?
Yeah, of course they can extend.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
All right. Okay, awesome. So
I see why you normally only have like 1 or 2 games. Like you like the rules.
The thing is like I want to make sure that they know what's up because people people are very, I mean, even me, like, I put my phone in the refrigerator sometimes on accident. And I'm like, where the fuck is my phone?
It's because I told you to.
Yeah, probably.
In your sleep.
Yeah. Yeah, the devil's in the details, right? That is the 3rd devil reference I've worked in. So
yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Do you have what like the devil is this horny thing, right? And we love it. And it's like this symbol for rock and roll and for sex and for whatever. Do you have any well, I don't know. I guess do you have any favorite portrayal besides yourself? Do you have any favorite portrayals of the devil, like in movies or books or pop culture? Is there like a horny Satan character that pops out when you think, oh, because I don't know. I mean, even in some of like, I mean, the devil is like ubiquitous, it's been around forever. But in like some of the early horror movies, there's some horny shit. Even though like this, during the McCarthy bullshit, there was still some like portrayals of the devil in some of the older black and white movies that are.
Oh yeah,
like,
of course.
Yeah. So I don't know if you have any favorites or anything.
My favorite devil.
Yeah. Your favorite devil is the one that you know. Boom. I think that's a 4th.
That's another one.
I'm going to stop counting. It's so rude.
See, mine are all just with like music. Like you have Sympathy from the Devil.
Sure.
The Stones, and they're all hot.
Yeah.
Little Devil by the Cult. That's great.
Yep.
I Want to Be Evil by Earth Kit. That's a good one.
There's a rumor that I'm Mick Jagger's son, by the way.
Who started this rumor, Dustin?
I don't know. My mom probably.
I have Mick Jagger's towel.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, how did let's get that?
It's really not that interesting. I was teaching hot yoga and they were in town and one of my students was driving them around like after the show and he was just like, oh yeah, because they were doing 2 nights. And I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to go to the second night. And he was just like, oh, I've got Mick's towel in the car. Do you want it?
His sweaty towel?
Yes. But I'm a hot yoga teacher. So
right,
it was perfect.
What did you do with the towel? Is it in a bag somewhere?
I smelled it.
Do you still have it?
I do. I wrapped it up in plastic.
I would too. I mean, it's for sure.
So maybe I can clone my own little Mick one day.
Yeah. Primarily for me, I think it's just because of these giant fucking lips. That's everyone's like, oh, you look like Mick Jagger, a young Mick Jagger, like back in the day when I was, younger than I am now or whatever. But
yesterday,
my mom was a huge Rolling Stones fan. I was like, are you sure like there wasn't because my mom went to like the big Led Zeppelin concert at the Silverdome at Pontiac where the whole thing
nice.
Yeah. So I'm like, Mom, if you slept with fucking Mick Jagger and I needed to know about it. I don't care what replications, what ramifications, what's going on. Yeah.
I mean, how many kids does he have?
It's true.
Already?
No, it's true. Yeah. I mean, it's a lot. I mean, the years would track. So
yeah.
Whatever. Give me a shout out. I mean, it would be that would fit in line with the amount of like the amount of relationships that I don't have with my dad or stepdad, so it would fit pretty perfectly that we've never talked. So there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, off that depressing shit. We are just
All right, here we go.
Pull another one. Yeah.
Ta-da! One free scene on OnlyFans or Loyal Fans.
Oh wow.
One free scene.
So is price a thing? Like, can they pick a fucking $30 versus a $5? I mean, like, what?
Sure. I mean, I guess it depends on what they want to see. If they want to see like a solo, that's going to be less. If they want to see like,
but it's free.
Yeah, it's free to them. So it's just kind of their preference. I don't know. Do they like to watch me have anal sex, or do they like to watch me with a dildo? It's kind of.
So you're saying one free scene, regardless of cost, is theirs right now if they follow you at those 3 places, which are
Twitter, or X, but I refuse to say X. Twitter.
Yeah.
Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah. Okay, so that's awesome. I mean, I think that might be, I don't know, if a 3-minute video chat or a free scene, that's some pretty worthwhile, amazing stuff, right? Speaking of OnlyFans, are you doing any Halloween themed content? Or you probably always do Halloween themed content on Loyal Fans?
My life is a costume contest.
Yeah. No, it's great. That's great.
My life is a costume party.
Yeah, no, I think that's probably
at Exotic. I have some stuff planned.
Oh, awesome! Yeah.
I don't think that I have any new stuff this year. But
Really?
I mean, I'm all dressed up, nowhere to go. Maybe I'll make a solo after this.
You should so make content dressed like that. I feel like it would just sell like crazy. I mean, you got 2 weeks until Halloween as of the filming of this.
Yeah.
So like, why? Yeah, you can't let this go to waste.
No.
I mean,
no,
yeah.
I can't. Yeah. It's a process, though.
Oh my God.
Yourself red.
So how long did this take to do?
It took a couple hours.
See, we are so grateful for the Satan love, and
but I mean, it was like everything's red.
Yeah.
Use your imagination.
Well, I feel that's like a huge selling point for people that are into devil themed sex content, right? And you could, oh man, there's so many aspects that you could totally roll into this. Like, it could be dommy. You could dom them because obviously you're the devil, but how cool would it be to dom the devil?
Oh, so, but I like the trickster like aspect.
Yeah. So if you could be the devil with all the power, that the devil has, supposedly, or whatever, for one day, what would you do with your trickster? I'm just gonna talk while you keep thinking. Just ignore the sound of my voice and think about what you would do. I mean, if you could pull tricks and pranks on shit, I mean, are the politicians gonna make out with each other? Is everything?
I was thinking election day, and I was like, no, I can't do that.
I mean, you could do whatever you fucking want. You're the devil for one day, and there's no rules here on Sex Party Halloween special. I mean, come on.
Well, what would I do for a day? See, I didn't think about the possibilities.
Well, I mean, allow me. I mean, political. I'm sure you have people that you don't like very much. You could do some fun things with them. I'm sure you have people you like a lot. You could help them out, by maybe, I don't know, making mortgage payments go up in flames and everyone piss flaming hot Cheetos into their eyeballs or something. I don't know. I mean,
I do like flaming hot Cheetos.
I bet. I mean, you're the devil, so. Who doesn't like flaming hot Cheetos?
I know a lot of people that don't like them.
Really? That's very odd to me. I feel like that's a red flag, to be real.
An orange flag.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, what would I do?
An orange flag. Well, don't they have like flaming hot Cheeto, like extreme or something that maybe it's just they just can't take it or something. I don't know. But even if you have a weak stomach, like, you gotta at least try it. What the fuck?
Well, I don't think they like the mess. They don't like that their feet is.
Oh God, I know, but I mean that's with anything. You're gonna get a mess. Anything good requires a mess, right? A good meal,
Yeah,
anal.
I think I would eliminate everybody's debt.
See, this is yeah.
I think that'd be great. And like,
where's Jesus at on that one? Yeah, eliminate everyone's debt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would probably.
I walk on water just to be snarky.
I would allow everyone. Let's see, this is problematic. Never mind. Maybe I shouldn't say that. But yeah.
Don't get the devil in trouble.
We're already in trouble a little bit with YouTube, so I don't know if I want to say that. So we'll refrain. I'll tell you after this, though. Okay. So what do you want to pull another one? Yeah,
I'm gonna pull another one.
Yeah,
I feel like these are our segues.
Yeah, no, perfect. I love it.
Oh, a free month on OnlyFans or Loyal Fans.
Holy shit.
3-month subscription. So follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and my new YouTube channel.
Free month on OnlyFans or Loyal Fans. And you're very active on both, correct?
I am, yes.
Is the content the same in both places?
It is the same in both places because more people know about OnlyFans, so that's kind of where you get the biggest draw.
Sure.
But I feel like Loyal Fans is a much better platform. Like, for instance, they have a whole video store.
Oh, wow.
So instead of people like messaging me on OnlyFans, like, oh, I want to see this, and, this kind of content, what do you have? I can just be like, go look at the video store.
Yeah. You know what? That brings up a really great point. And you're so good at bringing up really great points. OnlyFans
will get you everywhere.
I'm just being honest, right? I would not have asked you back for the Halloween special, which is very important to me, if you weren't good at what you do and you weren't smart and you weren't a great fun interview. But OnlyFans has a problem, and that is like
a lot of problems.
Yeah. But the one that I think you were talking about, tricksters, right? And listen, I'm all about, especially women, like getting the fucking bag, right?
Yeah.
Get the fucking bag. But here's my issue with OnlyFans is you'll get a message and it'll be like, hey, baby, watch me get double penetrated. And there's no preview. There's no screen grab. And it's $26, right? And so to a noob, they'll be like, oh my God, this girl that I know from college is getting double penetrated, horny. They'll purchase the thing and it's her with like, it's like a 4-minute video, or a 3-minute video, 2 minutes, 58 seconds. Right. And it's her with like nipple covers, like teasing some sort of 2 dildo thing. And you're like, God damn it. I didn't, but it's like,
That's unfortunate.
I feel like it happens a lot. I feel there's a lot of trickery, devil. There's a lot of trickery that happens on OnlyFans. And so I always would ask women on OnlyFans, like, hey, do you have like a menu or like a thing where I can see what's what? Like all the different categories. And most of them are like, no, but what are you looking for? And I'm like, oh, this. And they're like, here. It's $150, and I'm like, but then I'm very, very direct, right? Like, I don't know. I'm the same way. I'm like this in a strip club. Like, it's really hard to get me to spend money on a lap dance. So most my trick in the strip club is like to tell them right off the bat, like, hey, I only have $5. And then they're like, they never come back, So I'm very difficult to like get money out of for sex and for OnlyFans and things, and I've always been that way. But I feel like, if you're a lonely dude and you only have so much money and you're over there and you think you're getting, a facial and it's really just like water and nipple covers, and then you just spent $75 that could have gone to fucking gas or something. It's kind of a trick over there.
Scenes for $75.
Oh, really? So what are your prices like?
Oh, gee. Well, if it's my VIP page, like they get half off of the regular price. So that's usually like $10 to $15 a scene.
Yeah. See, that's where it's at. And I feel like most girls who aren't, how do I say this? Most women on OnlyFans who are just like local favorites, I get, you know what I'm saying? Like they're not like, I mean, obviously they're doing sex work, but they're more like it's the girl you know from your town, or it's the girl, whatever. Like they charge like tons, right? Whereas like you or like some more of the professional people that have a bit of a following, they charge a lot less, right? And they'll like be like, oh, like, well, you can't afford $50. Like, what do you have? I don't know, 20. Cool, here you go. Boom. It's like,
But I mean, on the flip side of that too, like I get fans that are just like, I paid $10. Why don't I get your whole catalog? It's like,
no, really?
Yeah.
$10.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, this is a ripoff. I thought I'd get the whole thing for free. And I'm like,
huh? yeah.
No,
fuck?
That's not even buying me lunch like once a month. Like,
well, how big is your catalog?
I mean, I think I have about 70 videos now.
I mean, who in the right mind would say something like that to you? Even if you only had 4 videos, who would say, hey, I paid you $10? Because you're right. I love that counterpoint, right? Because we're all just trying to fucking get a bag, get a nut, get a
capitalism. That's what I do. I topple capitalism.
Yeah, that's a good one, right? But then it just goes back after the day's over, though.
Oh yeah. Well,
I guess I don't know. I guess they're my rules, so we'll let it play. Like capitalism gone forever.
I mean, it's just that it's like I'm a small business. Like I'm a small business owner. Like I can't afford to like give you everything for free as opposed to like, no, you go on some other sites where everything's free. Like I'm just trying to like eat and paint myself red and put horns on. I don't know.
For real. And
I put my horns on one horn at a time like everybody else.
Yeah. And like, I get it. Like, dudes are back in the day, let's say like, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, it would be like, why would I pay for a subscription to whatever? I get porn's for free. Okay. Right. But now me having done this show for 3 years and the rise of OnlyFans, when I hear or see men say that on the internet, why would I pay for porn when I can get it for free? I'm like, it takes me everything I have not to comment something like gnarly back, because now I get it. Now I understand. Like, you get what you pay for. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. And I mean, it is like really different now because you can find whatever you want.
Yeah.
Since now there's so many independent creators and, like body types and things that were not featured before, but hey, that's your thing. Like you can find those people that like really hit all of your kinks. That are making things independently.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and do you find that a lot of men or women, I'm just assuming it's more men, but that men are looking more for like relationships shit too, or like they want to like have that back and forth that like, kind of like chat with you, or is it?
I think it depends on who you are. For me, like they like me for me. Like, you're honest, you're funny.
Right. But do they want the content and to chat with, like to go back and forth with you in the DMs, or do they just primarily just buy the content and disappear?
They usually want to chat. Because I run my own OnlyFans, and I always try to like send like a little like, thank you, I hope you liked that one. Yeah.
I hear that little demon in the background.
That's my dog. That's Edith. Edith, do you want to come over?
This is great.
She just snorted at me. She's like, no.
No, lady. Have you seen yourself? Yeah. Do you want to pull another winner?
Oh, yeah. Another bobbing for bibs over here.
Yeah, let's see what they
get this
last time
it was the cat. Then I don't know where the cat went.
That's not a good sign.
She's around. Oh, we already did this one.
All right, well,
here, let me do it again.
A repull. Not to be confused with a requel.
I threw in an eyeball for fun.
Oh, nice. Oh, there's nothing on the eyeball?
No, it's just 'cause I didn't know if you were going to have me actually bob for the boobs and then get my face all in it, and then I was going to pop up and.
Listen,
okay, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, if YouTube could, there we go.
I imagine it flying out of my mouth.
Yeah, sure.
All right, what's this one? Oh, this is a good one too. A 5-minute video chat.
Okay. Yeah. So they got to make sure that they go to the 3 places, which are
Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay. Follow her on all of those places. Take screenshots, you guys, and DM her on Instagram to claim your prize.
And I have all these little boobs out, so I know like how many of what prizes. So not everybody can claim.
Right.
It's first come, first serve.
Don't try to trick the trickster. She's the devil.
No, don't do that.
Yeah. That's just bad manners. And, after Halloween comes Christmas.
And I like polite little deviants.
Yeah, you gotta have. Come on, you gotta have manners. Be a gentleman, right? Don't be a fucking dick.
We got enough of those.
Yeah, especially right now. It's absolutely insane. Have you? And we're gonna close this segment out with you, Satan. Have you had any real, and whatever you believe, right? So, but have you ever had anything like paranormal actually happen to you in real life? Do you have any fun like ghost stories? Do you have any horny ghost stories? Do you have any, I keep trying to get the woman who claims that she had sex with a ghost on this fucking show every year, and she keeps ducking me. But one of these years,
I heard that on a different podcast.
Yeah. She keeps ducking me.
It was like the haunting in Connecticut or something, and the whole family. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
No, I've not had sex with a ghost. I've been ghosted after sex, but that's a whole different thing.
That's gonna be a clip for sure.
But I've seen UFOs.
Okay, we'll count that. Yeah. I mean, you're in California, or what coast are you?
No, I'm in Pennsylvania.
That's right.
I'm in Halloween Town.
Yeah.
This place is so spooky.
And I've
been around. There was a horny ghost.
Okay. See, I knew something was in there. My intuition, my intuition never lies.
Yeah, there was like a mean, murderous one, but then there was like a horny one that was in Charleston. I was touring their old jail, and he came up and he was blowing my hair.
No way.
Yeah.
Did you get his number? His fucking jailhouse number?
Convicts aren't really my thing.
Yeah, that's creepy as fuck. Did anybody?
If you're gonna be evil, be slick about it. Don't get caught.
Yeah, that's fucked up. I feel like he just didn't care. If he's trapped in prison eternally,
he was just like, he was like blowing on my hair and like pulling on it a little bit because I was just like, am I in a draft? Like, what's?
Yeah.
No, then the tour guide was like, no, they like to mess with girls' hair that come in.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, maybe it was the tour guide.
No. I know her and her husband.
Oh, shit. Okay. Yeah. No.
Bye, if you're watching this. Love you.
Okay. Satan, a.k.a. Melody Mynx, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For being a part of Satanic Panic.
Yes.
I think you
Samhain Halloween.
Yeah. Happy Halloween to you.
Yes.
Let's remind them.
Dead.
Let's remind all these fucking ghost and goblin weirdos. We love weirdos. We're both weirdos.
Oh,
yeah. Well, let's remind them, these party goers, where they can find you, where they can redeem, what they need to do. Remind them of all the things.
Okay. So if you would like to claim a prize, remember, nothing in life is free.
She wants your soul.
I have enough souls. I need more shoes.
That tracks. Yeah.
So you need to follow me on Twitter. That's Mynx Melody.
Got it.
Also, this helps if you're a fan, because if I get my numbers up higher, then more studios book me for more scenes, which means more porno for you. So follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Instagram, melody.minx. I also have a backup account it's me, Melody Minx. And you need to follow my YouTube, because on Halloween, I am launching my Tops Off Tarot segment. Maybe you don't care about tarot, but maybe the girl sitting across the bar does. It's a good way to talk to her.
Yeah.
And you can also find me on OnlyFans, Loyal Fans. You can find me at Exotica. Exotica already be over by the time this comes out?
No, this will probably drop while we're at Exotica, but you know,
come see me at Exotica. I love merch. I have a ton of really fucking cool merch.
Yeah. And I will be there. I will be there podcasting. I will interview you again at Exotica.
They're going to get sick of me.
No, they don't get sick of anything. Well, maybe me. They might get sick of me, but they thought they're stuck. They're stuck with me.
And after Mick Jagger's long lost son.
Oh God, that's awesome. Well, and after I die too, I'm gonna make sure AI takes this over, and it's exactly the same shit. So y'all are stuck for like thousands of years.
The outro music should be like, woo woo.
Yeah. Well, I might get hit with a copyright strike, but we'll work it in. We'll work it in there. Yeah. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Me. Happy Halloween. Hail Satan 666. Big thank you to Melody Mynx, aka herself, for starting us off strong on the Halloween special. Make sure you guys go check out everything she's doing. Go dump tons of money on all of her OnlyFans content. Follow her at all the places. Good luck winning some free content from that contest. Act quickly. Make sure you finish the special first and then go and try to win some free content. Next up is Ellis Camino. He's an adult performer. He is doing tattoo content, and he may be a bit of a himself. I mean, is he really or is he not? We will let you be the judge. Enjoy my Satan-filled conversation with Ellis Camino.
Happy Halloween.
Ellis Camino, welcome back to Sex Party. This is your second appearance. It doesn't count as an official appearance on the show because you're on the fucking Halloween special 2024. So it's an even better thing. You've got a regular appearance on the show, and now you're part of the 2024 Halloween special. How the fuck are we doing?
We're doing pretty good. Glad to be back on the show. I was like, wow, this is pretty awesome to be only the second male performer and to be asked for a special Halloween special. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. And we're happy to have you. You were on the episode. But before we get to it, let's just in case anybody missed that episode, which if don't go back right now and listen to it. Just give it a minute. We'll enjoy this fucking creepy special that we're gonna do, and then go back and listen or watch Ellis's full episode, which we get into all the things. But in case they missed it, maybe they were blackout drunk, or they poisoned themselves, or they were worshiping Satan and they fell into a trance or whatever. But they missed your episode. Can you give a little button on who you are and what you do?
Yeah, Ellis Camino. I'm a content creator. I create tattoo content. So my niche is that I do real tattoos and real fucking, and it's pretty interesting. So it's for me, the tattooing is just as important as the fucking. So it all has to look good. You can't have half and half. It has to be awesome on both ends. So it's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. I noticed I used the word button. I don't know where that came from, and so we're just gonna highlight that. Appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, listen, this is more of an anything goes kind of thing than the real show. I mean, structure, sure, but we're gonna bend the rules. We're gonna play with it. It's a special. We're here to fucking celebrate Halloween. You had a question, sir?
No, I'm happy to celebrate Halloween. I'm just glad that we broke the internet with our last episode.
Yeah, and so I want to dive right into that, right? Since we're here. You know, I get some funky messages. I do host a show called Sex Party. It upsets a lot of people. Hopefully makes a lot of people happy as well, but you know, people tend to get very, very triggered on this show, especially people of the male gender. I don't know if it's because they're just in grandma's basement or they don't like women or whatever, but they tend to be more of like the and that's fine if they don't like women, but they also are very like mean and rude towards women, and also like kind of mean and rude towards fucking anybody. Like, and so they seem like very miserable people. I appreciate the engagement, the free "I hate you" and douchebag comments in the comments. Please keep doing that in the comments. The "I want to end your life" threats that are in the DMs. You know, whatever. I would prefer you do it in the comments, but whatever. But the particular thing that happened when you were on, and we didn't even go into it. And you said, I said, you know, who is Ellis Camino? And you were like,
Right.
you know, he's satanic, just, you know, like he's all of us, right? Which I thought was hilarious. And that comment spurred a 3 or 4 paragraph email.
That long? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. It was
That's
bad.
a long one. I mean, let's just break down, like, let's just tell people what Satanism actually is.
Sure.
So we'll insert that real quick. So you got to understand something, that Satanism, from the Anton LaVey version of Satanism, is we are our own gods. It's a thing of it's a version of atheism. We don't actually believe there's an actual devil. He's our mascot. He's our archetype. He is he's the rebel. So in our philosophy and religion is that Satan is made up by the church. You can't have all this control without a bad guy. So he's the persecuted. So he's the scapegoat. So that's the ideology that Satanism has adopted. Now, devil worshiping and that stuff, that's just completely bonkers. But that's not what Satanism is. So let's just make sure that we get on that right page there, that people can say, oh, well, you know, the actual truth of it all. Now, by no means am I representing the Church of Satan. By no means is what I say is condoned by them or whatever. I'm a separate entity, even though I am satanic. So let's just clarify that. But ask away your questions and I'll be happy to answer them. So it's interesting how that word just kind of triggers a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, and the email came from a guy named Gary. I won't say his last name, but it's always some fucking Gary, right? The Gary just seems to be upset about everything, right? And he made the comment that I was going to burn in hell. My podcast was an absolute abomination or something. I think the title of the email, which is awesome. I actually want to print it out and frame it, put it on the
watching you. He's watching your show. So how would he know that? If he never watched Sex Party, he would never know what you're doing. So obviously he's a fan. Yeah,
he's a huge fan. And I hope we're not teetering into Mark David Chapman territory or anything, but like, you know, listen, Gary, we appreciate you watching, listening. I think maybe he felt guilty for being a fan of Sex Party, and then that spurred the email. My psychological, I studied psychology for like half a semester in college, so that's what I would say it is he feels guilty for enjoying, and the show is, it's a very horny show, as you know. It's called Sex Party. I mean, come on. Yeah. So he would have to have watched a fair amount of episodes to know what he was getting into. And I just think the word Satan, Satan, spooked him. You know what I mean? And so, couple fun questions. Like, if Satan were were real and came to Earth, who do you think he would want to have sex with first?
Ooh, that is a great question. I think that if Satan was real and he came to Earth and he wanted to have sex with somebody, he would be the first person he'd want to have sex with. The best thing about Satan is that he's androgynous. So it doesn't matter to be man, woman, Doesn't matter. So he could go either way. It'd probably be somebody, I think, in Hollywood or somebody political, something to make a statement. Not some random person. I think he would, if he embodies the mascot that we enjoy, then I think it would be somebody that would actually make people go, "Oh my God." No pun intended. I think that would be somebody famous, probably. Yeah. I mean, if it was me, I mean, the first person I ever would have sex with, if I could choose, like right now, I think it would be Christy Canyon. Yeah, Christy Canyon. Yeah, I don't know what it is about her in the 80s. I think I spilled more seed to her than Muhammad Ali at a bird feeder.
Oh my God, that's amazing! What an excellent choice. I feel like for some reason when you're like he's androgynous, I'm like, oh, so he's gonna have sex with Tom Cruise when he gets to Earth. I don't know why.
He could if he wanted to. I mean, that'd be kind of funny.
Yeah, just like freak people out.
The Tropic Thunder makeup because that's my favorite Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I'm partial to the Ethan Hunt Mission Impossible Tom Cruise, but whatever floats Satan's boat. Yeah,
I when I saw that Tropic Thunder episode, I was like, man, Tom Cruise is awesome. I wasn't a big fan of him until I saw that movie. Then I was like, that's some street cred right there. Be able to make fun of yourself like that.
Oh yeah, you got to. And it's funny. I don't know if you've ever seen. There's a movie called End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he's like this cop. And the devil comes to Earth. And I remember I was 18 and I took my girlfriend at the time in high school to see this movie. And, she was not super religious, but she was like religious, like church once a month kind of a thing, And we went to this movie and there's one of the scenes where the devil is in human form. Satan is in human form. And he goes to like, I don't know, somewhere in the plot, he goes to meet this guy for dinner, and there's a daughter and a wife, right? And he like mind twists them to start like making out and having sex with each other, and he's like joining in while the husband watches. And she was so offended by that scene in the movie that she like stood up and like did this argumentative thing in the middle of this dark theater and stormed out. And I remember like having this blowout argument and kind of like, oh my God, like it just offended her so much. And it was probably one of the coolest things.
Just a movie. Yeah, it's people get offended by, that's the good thing about the horror genre is that it's going to make somebody upset somewhere. That's the whole purpose of it too. I mean, it's meant to invoke an emotion. And that's the thing. Like you look at like some of the old horror films, like let's just go back to like Camp Crystal Lake. Let's go to, Friday the 13th. You get like teen sex scene and you're getting all like, hey, this is hot. And all of a sudden he bursts in the room and slaughters them in a massive, horrific scene. So you're like, holy shit. First you're getting aroused. Now you're completely horrified at what you just saw and you triggered something in you. So that's why people like horror films. I mean, it's supposed to be that. It's supposed to push the envelope. I mean, you don't want to go to a horror film and be like, well, that was mild. That was tame. You want to be scared. You want to invoke something. And I think hats off to that director for pushing the envelope on that too. I mean, that would, there was a show, I don't know if you ever caught it. It was called Lucifer. And that was great. I used to love watching that one. That was a really good show where he pretends to help as a detective and solve crimes. And I was like, this is awesome.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Wait, that was the one that was based on the DC comic book, right?
Correct.
Yeah, no, I love that. It's that's a great show. I remember reading that comic book when I was like way back in the comic book day. Actually, no, I think I read a bit of that over the pandemic too. And it's some fucking cool, fun, like dark shit. Yeah, I mean, in those horror movies, especially when there's like a penetrative kill, like when Jason like sticks something like a fucking axe or a machete or a pole like through the tent, and it like, and there's like, I wonder what percentage of people are horny watching the sex scene and then get hornier watching the kill, and they don't know what's going on physiologically in their body, and they're like, what's wrong with me, right? It's got to be a high percentage, I think.
It's one of those things where it's, it's right on the cusp. It gets your, okay, that's why we like roller coasters. I mean, it gets your blood pumping, your adrenaline's going, you're having a good time. You're scared, but you're also, it's also wild and fun. I think that's part of the attraction of horror films. I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
I mean, it's meant to scare you. That's what's called a horror film. It's not called, ballet practice. Camp.
No, exactly. Yeah. And so and if people again go back and listen to Ellis's full episode, but you describe Ellis, and let's just go back to source here. You subscribe him, and when I say him, I mean because he's you, but it's also like a persona, a larger than life sort of alter ego you slip into, your own version of Jason Voorhees, right? And you said he's satanic, right? So are you working the dark, skull shit, crossing bones, fucking 666 shit into your work too, or no?
Well, I mean, I am that. I mean, I have a giant goat tattoo on my back. I have Asmodeus on my forehead, which is the demon god of lust. I also have the brimstone symbol. I also have 666 right here. I have the sigil of Lucifer on the side of my face. On my chest, I have, runes. So it's poetic seals of certain demons that I identify with. So it's but I don't believe there's an actual devil or a demon. It's all aesthetic. It's all it's some Satanists want to look like Count Dracula, and they gotta build it all up and all that stuff. You don't have to. It's whatever you want it to be. Satan is whatever you want him to be. He's not real, so he can take on any form. I mean, he's more of an ideal than he is an actual thing. So when you look at it like that, Ellis, my persona, he's satanic. He's a tattoo artist. He's kind of douchey. He's kind of sleazy. I mean, he fucks and does tattoos at the same time. I mean, that's kind of a sleazy guy if you think about it. But at the same time, it's just fun, and that's what it's supposed to be. I mean, porn in itself is supposed to not be fun. I mean, excuse me, let me retract that. Porn itself is not to be taken serious. It's supposed to be fun. Sure. That's the whole point of it. It's to get you off. Like, I used to love all the little campy porn, the cheesy dialogue and the gardener that can't use the hose like all the other gardeners. He has to come inside for a drink of water, and she's almost naked and things. It's the whole fun of it. That's what makes it great. And that's what we kind of add to some of what I do and some of the clips that I do. So yeah, it's I haven't really gotten into that part of it more, but it speaks for itself, and that's it. If I do want to go that route, I can. I just haven't had the opportunity yet. So, I'm still starting out. So I have, just getting content, trying to push the envelope, trying to get it out there. It's fun, and I've done, I've had some great scenes with some great people, and they get some awesome tattoos. So it's fun. It's, I'm combining something I never thought I would combine. So it's, sex and tattoos, which makes sense to me. There are some people that do fake tattoos and they have sex scenes, and it's like, they pretend like they're doing it, but I give them a real tattoo. And some people find that kind of erotic, getting, I like to watch naked girls get tattooed. I think that's hot.
Yeah, no, I mean, again, the content piece of it is I think is really innovative, and a lot of people sent messages like, "This is cool as fuck," or I had actually had a couple girls on Facebook like, "Oh," I asked the question, well, on Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, would you get a tattoo during sex? And the amount of women that said yes was astounding, right? And I was like, well, Mr. Camino's having, he's having an open casting call, right? Yeah. And, and when you check out your stuff in the promo pictures and some of the stuff on your, I mean, again, the Satan shit is like, skulls and like whatever is like part of more of like the aesthetic piece of it, which I think is like fun and rock and roll and like dark, whatever, and I think that's really cool that you incorporate that shit because it is different. It does give people, kind of something different to zone into, but something about you and just knowing you for the short time that I have tells me that you get off on on scaring people and pissing people off, and like, and not in like a like whatever, but like you like to push buttons a little bit. I like that.
Kind of like it's I will say that most of my life people have been very intimidated by me, and I don't know why, but they just are. And I just find that amusing. I'm like, well, what is it about me that intimidates you so much that you have such a reaction? So, and I think that's kind of it too. Like, I was really against face tattoos, so I just one day I said, "Fuck it, man, I'm gonna get them." You know, and
I'm gonna get 666 on my face.
There was a point I was like, "Oh, face tattoos, those are stupid. You're a dumbass. You get your face tattooed." And then I got my first face tattoo.
Look at you now.
Then they did in my shop. He said, "I just want you to know that you're gonna start dating a whole nother level of girl after I tattoo your face." I like, get the fuck out of here. And he was not lying. Absolutely not lying. I mean, I'm candy. Then I go to the strip club. And there's like, "I mean, come on, you face tattoo. That's hot." It just makes me laugh. I'm just like, okay. It's just funny to me. It's just, I mean, I was an ugly duckling kid, so I really didn't, get into my own until like really late in high school, and then beyond that. But I was not a popular kid. I was not in the cool kids group. I was very awkward, and I just, I didn't really blend in. I just kind of like tried to, but I just kind of people just, got a reaction from them. And then as I started getting into my own and, getting out of that ugly duckling phase, and things kind of changed for me. And then, you go back and forth, sometimes work will consume me and I'll get really fat and gain a bunch of weight and just, grind and grind and grind. And I forget. And then I go, oh, shit, man, I got to fucking stop eating. And then I just start going back to the gym and start, getting back into shape again. It's like I fluctuate all the time. I mean, I got dad bod all the time. But, it's just, like you say, like, before we started this, like the work, and the grind, and you're just trying to schedule everything and fit it in there. And sometimes it's just not great. And, like you said, you need a break, but you can't take a break because you're on the grind. You're trying to get to the end goal. I mean, for me, I don't want to work anymore. I don't want regular job type jobs. I'm hoping this thing does well enough where I can just get checks in the mail. I just want to download my own fans account and not worry about money, because that's pretty much where I'm starting to head. And that's the thing too. Like, once this goes, then I want to become more of a studio. I want to go behind the scenes. I want to help people create content. So I'm building a warehouse space for sets, and I'm just trying to build something. Life is so short, and so to speak, I take the goat by the horns. And you just kind of ride it. I mean, you just like doing what you're doing. I mean, nothing is ever, out of the box amazing. It takes work. And that's what people don't understand. It's like, oh, you want to be a porn star? That's great. Well, you still have to work at it. This is a business that you're engaging in, and you're going to get bad experience. You're going to get good experiences. You're going to take 4 steps forward and take 5 steps back. You're just going to keep going. Then pretty soon when you figure everything out, then it just starts to be fun. So it's, I get you.
I mean, and that's what I want to, like, just take for a moment and highlight that, like, you're the porn star, the face tattoo, fucking rock and roll guy. And yet everything you said sounds incredibly like everyone else's life, right? In terms of wanting to do what they love, having fun, making jokes at your own expense, grinding to the point of like exhaustion. And like, anybody else seeing a fucking pattern here? Because like, you're one of the like most fun, cool people that I've met this year, and it's like, and I met a fucking lot of people, man. And so and I just want to highlight that for everyone's like who's hate watching this now, and I hope that you're hate listening and hate watching and you're learning something, because here we are, right? And I think that's fucking awesome that you said all that. Let's jump into Halloween for a second. I want to ask you some Halloween specific questions. Obviously you're a Halloween guy. And obviously, we're coming up on the holiday. I mean, do you think? And I ask this question. I ask this question every single year. But do you think that Halloween is a horny holiday? Is it still as horny as it used to be? Is it still as slutty, or has it lost a little bit of its luster?
No, I think it's just as great as it was. I mean, that's the great thing about Halloween, is that you can push the envelope. I mean, who doesn't like the slutty nurse? Who doesn't like the the hooker costumes and all the stuff that you get to do. I mean, it's fun. You know, that's the great thing about it. It's dress up. You can be ridiculous. It's anything you want it to be. That's the great thing about Halloween. I mean, it's for everybody. I mean, it's a chance to be something that you're not. It's a chance to explore certain things, you know, getting dressed up, doing makeup. I mean, you know, people have fun with it. They have a good time. But it's good that we have Halloween. I think Halloween's one of our best holidays. It's just, you know, I personally believe that Halloween should be celebrated all the way up until the time of maybe Thanksgiving. I don't believe we should get one day for Halloween. I mean, Christmas starts like as soon as Thanksgiving hits. There's already Christmas decorations out in stores right now. I'm like, for Christ's sake, let's have Halloween.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have, well, and you're in Las Vegas, and from what I understand, I have never experienced a Halloween in Las Vegas, but I hear it's fucking insane. Like that people go nuts. I've only experienced mine. I think I did one in LA, and the rest of mine were here in Chicago. Obviously, I'm from Ohio, so we did. You know, I always used to throw these giant Halloween parties. It was always a lot of fun. But what's Halloween like in Las Vegas?
Depends. There's a lot of Halloween parties going on Halloween night. I'm doing an event I'll be doing tattooing while there's stuff going on. So I got roped into that, which I'm grateful for. I'm gonna give a tag to Catophilia Black. She hooked it up for me. So yeah, I've done a couple of her tattoos. We've shot some content, so she's great. And then got roped into that, which was fantastic. So, you know, it depends. There's lots of parties going on. It's Vegas, so you know it's going to be off the hook. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be all those things. And then depends on where you go. Like we have some of the best haunted houses. So it's a whole event here. Like people really enjoy Halloween in Las Vegas. And, you know, it has its tame things too, where people don't where they don't really celebrate it. But like if you want to find a party, you want to have some fun, you're going to have it here. This is Las Vegas. So you're going to have fun on Halloween. I mean, you got fun on any holiday here, but like Halloween is a big one for us. And so is New Year's and 4th of July.
I mean, what the fuck would be better than Halloween in Sin City? Come on.
Yeah, I don't know too much. You know, it's
yeah.
There are parts where they'll have like in the certain parks that they have. I think it's going on at Sunset Park, and I'm not sure about the details. They have the zombie run. So basically, you and your friends will start walking around the park. You start hearing noises, and all of a sudden, there's a wave of zombies coming for you, and you got to outrun them.
I mean, that'd be great if they gave you like foam bats or something to beat them with.
I would suggest bringing a fat friend with you. You know, the fat friend gets tired, they'll go after them, and you can get away. You know, there's nothing funnier than a fat kid getting chased by a zombie.
Yeah, that is funny. That is very. You always no matter whether they're skinny, they're fat, whatever. I feel like you got to take the friend you don't like the most, or the one you're arguing with currently, and just push him down into the zombies, and then that way you can get away from them. I always wanted to dress it as like Rick Grimes, like the sheriff outfit from and like covered in blood, and then just go to like any sort of big zombie event and just be like, Carl, and just start yelling for my son Carl, like that's, but I think we're past The Walking Dead at this point, even though I still love that show.
I couldn't get into it. I couldn't get into it. The thing that used to get me mad is that the zombies had perfectly manicured nails, and that just bothered me.
Yeah, that is kind of bothersome. Well, I mean, we're on this Halloween topic. It's a question I have to know the answer to. I think we're going to go out on this question, but I'm going to give you a handful of horror icons, and you got to tell me, and I'm buying a little time to get your brain going right now. You got to tell me who you think is the horniest of these horror icons and why. Freddy Krueger. Okay, then I ask this question every year to different people. We get different answers. Freddy Krueger, Jason Voorhees. Okay. Let's go Michael Myers,
okay,
or Ghostface. Freddie, Jason, Michael, Ghostface. And when I say Ghostface, I mean the overall persona, not just like one singular Ghostface, because there's been so many. You know, the guy's voice, like, hey, you know, like that whole thing. So
yeah.
yeah. And so out of those four, who do you think is the horniest and why?
Ghostface.
I love that answer. To me, it's always Michael or Ghostface.
No, because Ghostface is an actual person. He's not a supernatural, being of horror. You know, you look at, Freddy Krueger and Jason Voorhees, and you look at Mike Myers now. They're supernatural. They're not driven by, Ghostface was, dating Sydney. They were. Yeah. I think Ghostface would be the horniest. I think he's an actual, just a fucking disturbed individual, where the other ones are more, supernatural horror.
Yeah, I mean, a counterpoint. I agree with you. I always gravitate to Ghostface, and the guy that voices him is amazing, and they do an amazing job in that franchise of keeping the character of Ghostface, the specter of Ghostface, almost separate from who's underneath the mask.
Right.
You can almost which is just brilliant. It's like a meta context on meta context. But, if you look at Michael Myers, he's got this weirdo fucking, I'm not going to say anything, but I'm really into strangling you and stabbing. And so there's that sort of weird kind of penetration.
No sexuality at all.
No,
but there's one that you left out that I think you could say is very sexual. That would be Pinhead from Hellraiser.
I was going to add Pinhead, but at the last second, I just pulled him back. So you would say between Pinhead and Ghostface that it's Pinhead. Because
Pinhead is more, a lot of that stuff in Hellraiser is very sexual too. And that's kind of where it's like that sexual, evil, and it's just, it's erotic, but it's that's pretty much who I would think would be the pinnacle of it would be Pinhead.
So it goes Pinhead,
Space,
then go
then Freddy Krueger, then Michael, then Jason Voorhees. I would agree with that. Freddy Krueger is just like, he's so overt. He's the guy at the gas station who's worked too many shifts, right? He's just like, he's overtly horny. It's like, he's so horny, but then he's like a dog chasing cars. If he got one, he wouldn't know what to do with it. You know what I mean? The guy who's like catcalling everyone. Yeah. I only like the Robert Englund Freddy Krueger, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Like all the other imposters. There's only one Freddy, and it's Robert Englund, and that's it.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Okay. I want to say happy Halloween, happy Satanic Panic. Thanks for being part of this special. Tell these wonderful party freaks, not to be confused with freak offs from Diddy's thing. Talk about a monster. But tell these people that are listening and watching and loving this special where they can find your content, where they can follow you on social, where they can continue on the Ellis adventure.
It's easy. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's Ellis Camino 666. My Instagram is Ellis Camino 666, so that makes it easy. And my OnlyFans is Ellis Camino 666. So you can't. Yeah, it pays for branding. I figured it would be the easiest thing to remember, and it ties everything in that I want to do. So that's pretty much where it's at. So yeah, if you want to just let me know, and hit me up on Instagram or hit me up on Twitter. I answer DMs pretty frequently, so I'm kind of like most of us. I'm addicted to my phone, so I'm always like, ew, oh my god. Yeah, so it's just one of those things. Yeah. We have a thing at dinner with friends of mine. We'll put our cell phones face down and stack them on top of each other. The first person that grabs their phone has to pay the bill.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love this idea.
Yeah, you have a lot of, no, I'm not grabbing it. No.
Well,
off for vibrating, you'd be surprised how many people cannot go without their phone for a meal.
Well, I mean, is there one particular person that winds up losing every time?
No. Usually we're all pretty good at it. We all like to engage in conversation, and then we'll just be like, the only problem that when somebody actually goes for it, we give like a special, like you can look at your phone if we ask a question and no one knows the answer. So we want to Google it, or we want to, search. Yeah. So we're like, shit. Okay, well, that's okay. You get a pass for that one. Other than that, we put our phones on the table and we just kind of engage with each other. It's interesting to see, how many times I've been at the restaurant, people were like, you know,
Yeah, no, it's fucking terrible.
well,
Yeah. My big thing is like, and it's I'm such a stickler on this too, and my girlfriend is so great about it. But I mean, I've gotten on friends, I've gotten on family, I've gotten on, you know, average. Like if we're watching a television show or a movie or we're in something, right? My favorite thing in the world to do, non-sexual, is to literally swipe down and hit that do not disturb button and go into a fucking movie theater in the darkness and just watch. I love that. It's the best feeling in the world.
That's my, you know, I'm the same way. My favorite part of the movie is when a theater goes dark. Because
dude,
that's
me
like,
too. Yeah.
It's starting. You're like so excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been through a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I just, I refuse to go see the new Joker from what people have told me. So I'm like, okay, great.
Yeah, I would skip it. I saw it. I mean, the first one terrified me because it felt like it was a real mental illness thing.
Awesome movie. I left the theater.
Yeah.
And then the second one is a musical. And I'm like, did you miss your audience? Or, you know, somebody's getting fired over this.
Well, you know, I will say that they do take big swings and risks, which I appreciate, but unfortunately it doesn't pan out. And Lady Gaga is amazing in it. And unfortunately, and it's kind of a little twist in there and they don't use it how they should. She should have been more of the out in front and he should have been this like foreboding thing in the back. And that's not what they do. No. They sort of like,
they kind of rushed it out just to get it out there. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, people pan, you know, Jared Leto's version of the Joker. I loved it. I thought it was great. He was creepy. He was sexual. He was weird. He was just slimy. And I was like, you know, we don't, you know, there's no, you know, that's he was like, oh, he wasn't Heath Ledger. I'm like, well, yeah, no one's Heath Ledger except Heath Ledger. You want to talk about, you know, that's an icon, like Jack Nicholson's Joker. I mean, that's an iconic Joker. Mm-hmm. Mark Hamill doing the voice of Joker. I mean, come on, this is some big shoes to fill. And if you're not, you know, and that's the thing is Joaquin Phoenix did a good one in the first one, but that was you know, and then they shit the bed on this one. If you ever get a chance to watch on YouTube, you'll love this. There's a deleted scene from the Batman with Robert Pattinson, and he visits the Joker in art.
I'm familiar. Huge Batman fan over here.
Movie. This is awesome. They never do that.
Huge Batman fan over here.
Oh yeah.
This is actually the limited edition Heath Ledger dressed as Batman in a purple and green little. He's my little mascot.
That's cool.
And actually, I dressed up as Jared Leto's version. I said Jared Leto, did I? I dressed up as Jared Leto's version in the tuxedo with the teeth and the whole makeup and grew my hair out and dyed it green for a Halloween party and hosted it as the Joker. And then we really like just fucking like, you know, had a fake machine gun, the whole fucking nine. And so like, it was one of the most fun. He doesn't get enough. I mean, whatever you want to say about his portrayal, but he doesn't get enough like that Halloween credit, I would say, because that's a great costume. It's so much fun.
He filmed so much stuff for the movie, and none of it made.
And they cut it, yeah.
So they cut it all. So that's like, you know, he's not a bad actor except for that Spider-Man movie he did, Morpheus, which I didn't see.
Skip it.
This is dumb. It didn't hold attention at all. I mean, it was just.
It's very bad.
Yeah. It's something that's
I would skip. Yeah, Jared Leto's a fucking great actor. I would skip Madam Web too. I would skip the new Craven movie that's coming out. I would probably skip the next Venom movie. I heard it's getting really bad reviews.
No, I heard it's really good though.
Man, I don't know. It might be the first one I stay home for. I don't know. I can't really take much more of that fucking bullshit.
If you're a Batman fan, then I'm sure you've been watching The Penguin.
Oh yeah, fucking dude. This last episode was the best episode, and he wasn't even in it. And the fact that they can do that is just like mind-blowing to me. It's fucking absolutely insane.
Yeah, it's that's the way it should be done. So, you know, and that time Halloween too, because like, you know, the makeup and the prosthetic that Colin Farrell has to put on is ridiculous. I know it's him, but I just can't believe it. I'm like, I can't believe it's fucking Colin Farrell.
No, me neither. Yeah, no, it's so good. And like a lot of that shit is modeled like after the long Halloween like story arc, which we love. And it's got this like weird horniness to it where you're not sure who's gonna get clipped next, and this could happen and that could happen. And wait, was that sexual? And I love that about the current Batman franchises. There's this weird level of like between Zoe Kravitz, Robert Pattinson, and then just like the way the city feels. It feels like really horny, and you got to appreciate a horny fucking Batman saga, and when we love that.
It's funny you mentioned that because I have an underrated horror film that's very sexual, that's very funny and campy, and it's very it's a guilty pleasure of mine, and it's super stupid. It's called Evil Tune. Did you ever see it?
No, but I want to now if you're recommending
a cartoon that has sex with women on Halloween and kills them and stuff. It is hilarious. You guys heard it here first. Evil Tune. Evil Tune is something to watch on Skinamax for Halloween. It's so funny. A lot of boob scenes. It's really great. Yeah, I was like, I'm not gonna lie. This is kind of fun. It's a fun movie.
No, I love shit like
easy,
that.
But it's so fun to watch.
Final question, and this is a controversial one, so be careful how you answer, okay? Candy corn, yes or no?
No.
God damn it. Okay. Goodbye, Ellis.
Fucking disgusting.
Ellis Camino. I'm cutting you off.
Candy corn for the kids. You want to get your house egged in toilet paper. Like, seriously. Candy corn is a fucking abomination of Halloween snacks.
God damn it.
It should be outlawed. It's just, you know what's funny? Because if you put it together in a circle, it'll make a corn. It'll make a corn on the cob. That's why it's called candy corn. Yeah, if you put
I'm gonna mail you. I'm gonna mail you a bunch of bags.
It'll look like a corn on the cob. Yeah, that's what I want my candy to look like. Corn. Yeah, exactly. No thanks. No thanks.
Thank you for being here. Thanks for the satanic panic, my friend. We'll talk soon.
All right, thanks.
Big thank you to my
satanic
friend Ellis Camino. Make sure you go check out everything he is doing. He's just an awesome guy. He's so much fun. Appreciate him coming on the show and doing the special. If you are a woman and you want to get a tattoo from Ellis, if you're a woman, you want to get a tattoo and perhaps participate in some sexual content and a tattoo, reach out to him. Go follow him, all of the things. This brings us to the final interview of the Halloween special with my lovely girlfriend, Gianna Rackham. She's a relationship expert. She's a psychic medium. She's a lot of things. We are going to tackle whether or not the studio that I'm coming to you from, the Sex Party Studios,
is haunted
and whom it may be haunted by. There is a twist at the end of this story. It's a doozy. You're going to love it. You may be a little freaked out. I was a bit freaked out, but I love being freaked out. So there's that. We also talk about some horny Halloween things, and somehow knife play gets involved in the conversation. So without further ado, please enjoy this final Halloween conversation with Gianna Rackham.
Happy Halloween.
Gianna Rackham, welcome back to Sex Party. You're on the 2024 Halloween special. Today has been a really long day at the end of a very long week. Full explanation, full transparency here on the show. You are my girlfriend. We live in the same place. For those of you that aren't caught up, you are down the street. You are down the hallway. We're at the end of the Halloween special, so my brain is just full of demons and also all sorts of things. Welcome to the Halloween special. Happy Halloween, honey. How are you?
Thanks, babe. Well, I'm not down the street, so I'm pretty good. If I was down the street, I'd be like, call the police.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't want that.
Happy Halloween.
Yeah, happy Halloween. For those of the people out there that just aren't caught up, right? They're not in the know. And we love noobs. We love newbies. We love newcomers. Or maybe they don't want to be caught up, but too bad, because we're going to catch you up. Could you talk a little bit about who you are and what it is that you do, so that way they have a knowledge of everything?
So I'm Gianna Rackham, Dustin's girlfriend, but also I do relationship coaching. I have for a million years now. But yeah, I work with a lot of people, usually women, around things like self-love and codependency and feminine energy and energy in general and manifesting and, things like that. Just attracting in good relationships and taking better care of yourself and, all the good stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, and I bet they're wondering what would make her, so good for the Halloween special. And so another one of your talents, and I know, like, living with you the last year and a half, dating you the last two plus years, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you also, in addition to being a relationship expert and being incredibly good at what you do and being pretty fucking hot alongside of it, just like walking around with that ass all day. I mean, goddamn, right? In addition to all that, you also have some clairvoyant abilities. You have some psychic abilities, some psychic medium abilities, all of the abilities. You see dead people. So there's going to be a explanation as to why we're talking about this, but you're very big into astrology. You're very big into tarot, but you also see some things. So if you want to talk about that and your history, that'd be great.
Oh man. Yeah. So, well, I was raised by a psychic medium for mom. And everybody like around town, like knew of my mom and, the weird psychic twins, right? And I have a twin sister, and if you know, and, yeah. I don't like, I was just my mom raised me to just like stay in touch with it, and like open it up and stay connected to it. And she would like just bring me and my sister along to like work with her clients. And like, we would do like pretty much, we called them house clearings, but it was like ghost busting essentially. So like, if people were unalived certain places or like there were just like bumps in the night and stuff, like we would go there and like take care of it. And there would always, it was very like medium, like ghost whisperer kind of stuff. And so we were just like kind of like tuned into that kind of stuff and just grew up that way and saw things and experienced lots of things. So
was the Ghost Whisperer, was that the show with Jennifer Love Hewitt?
Yeah.
Yeah. She also had that show where she was giving hand jobs for a living too. Yeah.
She's so hot in those
both shows.
Both of them, yeah.
Oh, which show do you prefer her in though? The ghost side or her jerking dudes off?
Probably like the jerking dudes off, just because she dresses differently. I'm gonna to sound like a practical, not I don't know, to sound like a man or something. But
well, you're allowed.
But like in the Ghost Whisperer, she dresses very like most of the time. Even though I love that show, growing up, she dresses very like I own an antique shop, which she did in the show. So
yeah,
it's like I don't know.
Yeah, no. She dresses up in different outfits and like. I would love to have her on the show, and the only thing we would talk about would be the show that she was on that she jerked dudes off. Which, I can't remember the name of it, but what a fucking great show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Why can't we get a reboot? Maybe we'll get a reboot of that.
That would be cool.
We should start campaigning for that. That's just a total sex party thing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you could see dead people and, I haven't talked about this at all. I've told a couple of people like after the interviews, like a couple of the guests, but I haven't talked about this publicly. But there has been some strange things that have gone on here in the Sex Party Studios. And if you go back and listen, I have a really good editor, so a lot of it's edited out on the audio version. If you go back and watch some of the episodes from since we've been in this studio, which is the last like I don't know how the last like 65 episodes or so I've been in this room in this studio that I built, and there's some strange things you can see behind me. There's some shadow things that are happening that are very bizarre, that are unexplainable. I've tried to see whatever. You've actually seen some things in this studio, so let's talk about that from your perspective, about the sex party studio being haunted.
Yeah, I mean, I will say, like, in general, I feel like our apartment just gets a lot of activity in general, just because of like where we're located. Like we just have like the most random shit that like pops in and out. But and it's funny because I was talking about this with my sister the other day. But like there's like a no bet, like we kind of if you like, I feel like psychics do this. I don't know, like mediums do this, where it's like a no bedroom rule, like nobody, nothing in the bedroom. Like I don't do the like I'm over your bed while you're sleeping shit. Like hell no. I will like I don't know.
Do something. You don't do the you get rid of them if they do that, right?
Yeah, like that's just so rude. It's like I don't
you ghost bust them.
Yeah, like boundaries. Hello.
Right.
But yeah, your office totally. Yeah, it hasn't been as much of a thing lately, but I also kind of like at least the consistent person that was in there.
Yeah,
like not there.
Yeah, and we should be I don't want to say be careful, but so this. I mean, so basically, you walk by my office one day, and someone was standing in here. It was a woman, right?
Yeah,
that's how it started when we first moved in.
Yeah, do you remember how I brought it up or how it came up at first?
Not entirely.
Okay.
No, so tell me. So fill me in, so we can fill them in, because I just feel like again. It's clear as day if you watch the YouTube version of the show. Behind me, there's shadows jumping around left, right, and there's nobody in here except for me. And it's not a delay where I move my head and the camera picks it up over here or whatever. I mean, you can see it right now. There's the shadow. There's the shadow. It's not like that, and it's very different. I'll be sitting here still as a fucking, painting, and the fucking shit behind me will be like it'll be like two shadows fighting or something. But how did you first saw it last year, and
not long after we moved in?
Yeah, and so it was
days.
A woman just standing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so go from there. What happens?
To be honest, at one point I kind of got a little bit more distant with stuff like that, like what I would see, and I wouldn't really like. I don't know. It could just be like a lot. It can be a little overwhelming, and it also just like takes a lot of like energy and focus, and like I live in a patriarchal like capitalist society. Like I don't really have time for that. Like I don't know, I'm not really getting paid for that kind of stuff. Sure. I mean I used to get paid to do stuff like that, but I don't know. And also too, it's just like to a certain extent, like I just like kind of was like I'm over this. Like I don't really. I would much rather like focus on like this world. I don't know. And so there's a lot of reasons, and to where I like kind of like I'll notice things and I'll just like mind my own business kind of thing, as long as they're not like causing a problem or like bothering me. And I've done like a few clearings in our apartment, but like I've really been, and there's certain things that you can do to like energetically like spiritually protect your place, and I've done some of that here, but because of like the activity here, like I need to do some like heavy duty stuff, and I need to like go out and like buy those things. I just like haven't done it.
Sure.
So because of that, like, I just kind of like have made peace with it, because it's kind of like what I would compare it to is like, it's like doing the dishes before you go to bed and then waking up and It's like a sink full of dishes again. It's just like, what the fuck was the point of that, And so that was kind of like my mentality, like when I saw somebody like in your office.
At first.
At first.
You started to get a little aggravated with it. She started to, kind of whatever. I do remember like whatever, but the activity, the paranormal activity did fucking, peter up quite a bit. Especially because, and again, like I don't even know what I am at this point anymore. I'm open to things, but I'm just one of these people that's like, oh, I'm not worried. That doesn't exist or whatever. But dating you and being an open-minded person already, I am I'm open to it, leaving space for it. As people, I don't know, may or may not know, like I say all these things, how I'm a non-believer or whatever, but you know, back when I had time before I had a podcast, I could sit and watch like 10 hours of Ghost Adventures and just be like, oh my God, did you hear that? The guy is asking for fucking hand jobs in the fucking jail cell. Oh, we got to rewind it. Oh, it's so creepy. Like I have like, that's one of my guilty pleasures is like paranormal things. I would love to go on a, you know, ghost hunt, what a ghost bust, whatever. But it, you know, when it was happening here, the activity kicked up. And so then it got a little aggressive. So let's talk a little bit about who we think it was and why and how gnarly it got, because she was sort of moving around the office quite quickly, around the studio, around the room, like, and doing whatever. What did she look like? How did she communicate with you? Like, let's fucking scare the shit out of these people. It's Halloween. Let's fucking go for it.
Well, okay. So before I answer that, I'm curious, like,
oh God,
just for the sake. So like, you do this very like, what is it? Like, I can't think of them because my brain is like somewhat mashed potatoes at this point as well. Like Mulder or whatever, like, or Scully or what are the, like the X-Files people?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. You would be Mulder and I would be Scully.
Okay. Yeah. But it's like
definitely. But you have to remember, Fox Mulder is for as much as he was conspiracy theory crazy weirdo, his whole thing was, I want to believe. I want to believe. Show me the proof.
I mean, but like, don't you feel like there's been like at least a couple of things where you're like, that's weird. How would you?
Oh, yeah. No, oh, yeah. And I'm fascinated and I love them. I love those things. I love those experiences. I love all that shit. But you're right. But I want to believe for sure. Who doesn't want to believe in fucking?
Oh, I'm sure a lot of people don't.
Well, they're boring, but but yeah. I'm definitely Scully in this scenario. You're definitely Mulder. So
got it.
Which they ended up together, I think, at least one of the timelines. So that's good.
Be a good Halloween costume.
Yeah, it would be a great Halloween. But wait, I'm not dressing up like Scully. I could dress up like Scully. That would be like wild. Fuck it. You know?
I think we have some better ideas, but
yeah, way better. You're prolonging the inevitable. Just get to it, because
I mean, she was giving Grudge a little bit, but like,
what kind, like The Grudge, like the woman from the, I know,
like just like long hair and like a muumuu like thing, you know?
Right. Was she old? Was she old or young?
She was younger. Like she like looked younger. See, even talking about this, I'm getting like bad goosebumps. But she, that's just how I saw her. And there were just like little things that I would like pick up on, like as I walked by, and like little like things that I would just like read off of her, like as I would walk by her office, and things that I would see, and just like flashes in my head that I would get. And like, I just got this sense of her like watching you and like kind of like leaning over your desk and like standing behind you and just being like interested in what you're doing and like supportive. But it was also like a little like, it was kind of smothery and like a little like, overly attached and like, just like no boundary kind of energy. Mm-hmm. And so I forget what made me like finally bring it up. But like, I feel like you were like, oh, like things in my office keep moving. Like, yeah,
my desk, the actual desk, which is, I mean, people can't see the other side of the camera, but it's a huge desk with a huge monitor, computer. I mean, it looks like the Batcave computer a little bit. It's very heavy. And the desk would move probably anywhere from, I mean, realistically, anywhere from like 2 to 12 inches on any given day or two. Like it would just move. And I thought I thought it was possibly the vibration from the train that potentially was, but that's clearly not it because everything else would be moving. And then things on my desk.
And that's part of why we have a lot of activity here.
Yeah. Well, and like, things on my desk, like, this little guy, like I always have him facing this way. He's like staring at me when I do an episode. And some days I would come in and he would be like this. And I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, things in my studio would move. And there was a lot of shadow things happening behind me. I never felt unsafe in here. And listen, I masturbate in here some late nights, and so if she's in here, like I was like, fuck, if you're in here, sorry. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to fucking watch me jerk off to like some fucking insanely taboo porn. So enjoy. So that didn't stop me there, right? But we had a couple ideas of who it may be and why. And yeah, it's odd. It's a very odd story. I feel like we're just going around the fucking
circling the drain here.
Yeah, we're sort of avoiding it anyway.
I mean, there's something I can say, I suppose.
Sure, go ahead.
I just kept getting this feeling like every time I walked by your office, because even when I was just like, none of my business, like, I'm not fucking with this. It would be like when just somebody's just like staring at you and you're just like, what? Yeah. Like, it was just like that. Like even when I just like wasn't even paying attention, I was just like, Jesus effing Christ. And like, and God forbid I get up in the middle of the night to take a piss, right? And like your office door's open and everything's dark. And I'm like, fuck you. Like, that's just rude.
Yeah, well, I guess I could close the door, but whatever.
No, it's fine. But
well, you saw her more in my office and in here in the studio, not in the apartment so much, right?
You just stayed in your office because she didn't want to be a part of anything that wasn't just about you. She didn't want to be a part of like our apartment or like in the hall. She didn't really want to talk to me. Like at one point she kind of did. But she was just really like about you, So we had talked about it and I described what I saw to you. And then I just
hang on. I want to drop the bombshell, but I won't. No. Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was just, I just like described like certain things that I was like picking up and like, like her vibe and like what she looked like. Mm-hmm. And I forget if I said this, but I feel like I said something along the lines of like, she almost looked like a little like out of place, like from a different time or something, Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I thought like she was like kind of showing me like a different, or she was kind of like showing herself as like a certain age, that like she wasn't necessarily.
Yeah. So here's the bombshell, guys. Here's the fucking twist in the story. When I was a little kid, both of my parents were incredibly busy. My mom worked 2 to 3 jobs. My asshole stepfather was, working a job somewhere. And, babysitters were hard to come by. And my mom had a friend whose mother was in her 70s. And she babysat me from very, very young, so my mom could work nights. And over the years, her and I, became close. And when I was a little kid, I remember like, I don't know, just you. I don't even remember how old I was, but I remember saying to her, because you when you're a child, you don't know like what the fuck's going on. And so she looked older. She was older. It was like basically like grandmotherly, but a little older than that, and so she was like kind of like this surrogate grandmother to me a little bit. And I remember at one point getting freaked out because like she had this like vein or a patch of gray hair or something that signified age, and I got worried and I got sad. And I remember saying to her, when I was a kid that if you die, you have to come back as a ghost. And I literally said this as a kid. You have to come back as a ghost to let me know you're okay. Something only like a fucking 5 or 6 year old child would say, right? And so as Gianna is describing to me this woman who looked young, but she could tell maybe she was phasing in and out of being young and old. This woman who used to babysit me was like a former, beauty queen, and who, had a kind of a crazy rough life. And she, aged into the moo and things didn't go quite as well, but she always held on to like old pictures of how beautiful she was and all these things. So as Gianna is describing to me, the woman she's seeing in my office, my fucking heart sank because it was dead on a description of her young and a description of her old. So boom. That's the bombshell, is that it according to Gianna, like it looked, and there's no way that we've never talked about that. There's no way either one of us could ever, pass that information, even like drunk or like, whatever. We had never spoken about that, about how, and so, you brought up this idea that there was like some sort of energetic cord that I had accidentally started when I was a child. And
yeah, because I couldn't just get rid of her. I couldn't just get rid of her. And because it was like, and usually with like things that are just like hanging around, like I can get rid of them, especially when it's like your place, when it's like when it's your home, like you have an energetic authority that you can like exert. And like that wasn't working. And that's part of why she stayed in your office, because it's like, it wasn't my will, but it was yours, like as a little kid. And there was, like, I think, and obviously you guys had like a connection or whatever, sure. But, yeah, like, so it was almost like sometimes like with, like we can get like cords with like spirits and like ghosts and like, and even like demonic entities sometimes, but for different reasons. And it's usually like in my experience, like with all the ghost busting in my childhood stuff, like usually when people had things like attached to them, like it wasn't something so like, it was usually more, insidious or whatever, but, yeah. And not conscious. Like it wasn't like there wasn't like something that they said at some point or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's kind of tricky territory because it can be kind of not good.
Well, you don't think it was some sort of like demon or like devil thing? Because that's the fucking theme of this special is fucking satanic panic. But you don't think that it was like a demon or a devil or whatever? You just think it was probably some sort of.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it was anything like that. But I sensed like from her that she had a lot of like unprocessed stuff, like when she passed. And I feel like with stuff like that, like when you get kind of stuck and you don't like fully cross over, sure. It's like, and especially when you're kind of like in like a funky like vibration, like you're more susceptible to certain things. Mm-hmm. And I felt, I don't know, like I almost felt like there was something, I don't know. I don't know. It's hard to say because it's like, I almost feel like there was something like around her that was kind of like that. But I don't know, like it's honestly like really creepy. And this is going to like sound very like sci-fi to people, but like there's like certain entities, like in my experience that like, will like just like feed off of certain things. And like when we went on a ghost tour for Dustin's birthday, like for example, and Chicago's haunted as fuck, right? And like the history here, and like we went on this like haunted ghost tour of like the history of Chicago, and it was like a gory like situation, stories or whatever. But like there was like this one alley that we walked down, and I just like felt and like saw this thing that was like, I don't really know how to, like, I'm at a loss for words at the moment, but it was almost like this entity that had like this authority, like over that, like, imprint, like over that energetic imprint, and like the souls that were attached to it, that like it was almost like harvesting like energy in that way. And so there's like things like that like, I don't know.
Well, I mean, the area that she's talking about for all y'all in Chicago here is the alley behind the Iroquois Theater, which famously the doors were locked, and I don't know, in the late 1800s, the doors were locked, and and a fire broke out, and like 700 or 800 people burned to death, and they all were jumping from that
Fire escapes.
Yeah, from the fire escapes that were heated up and hitting the alley. So that's what she's talking about. Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot of crazy shit that you told me about, and you know, I can't imagine, like, you know, having that ability. I think that's some wild shit. You know what I'm saying? But I love being your partner and hearing about it and just being fascinated about it. And back to the babysitter, right? And then we'll wrap this section up and do some fun shit, and then we'll get out of here. And finally eat dinner. So if we're lucky,
I think we'll be more 11:30 at this point.
Yeah. So with the babysitter, basically what happened, the last thing I want to say about it, the weird thing, right, is you were talking about, well, I could do, like, I could break the cord between you two. And I can't explain this again. And I don't claim to have all the answers, and skeptic or not, this is how I felt. I felt incredibly I felt like almost like frustrated, and I don't get frustrated very easily. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of just like very numb to a lot of things, but like I felt like when she was talking, I felt very, not angry, but like frustrated and like protective of, like, why would we want to break like, I was like, wait a minute, why am I thinking like that? So I got very, like, I don't want to say territorial, but like protective of you talking about breaking the cord and cleansing and what all. So that really did happen, and I can't explain that. It's very strange.
I mean, and that does happen, like when you have like a cord attached, like, and usually like what's most common, like when somebody has like a non-physical like thing attached to them, it's usually like a cord, like, yeah, your spirit guides, like angels, things like that, they don't need cords, right? Like the thing, like they have their own like connection, right? Mm-hmm. And so when something like is attached to you in that way, it kind of creates this like almost like symbiotic, like,
sure, yeah,
thing, like exchange of energy. And so those things can like wear on your energy, but you can also kind of feel theirs. And like she was just like weirdly like territorial and like connect, like, of you, you know, like, yeah, which, you know, I know that you guys like were close, obviously, and
no,
you know, whatever, but
she was territorial of me in life too, like in when she was alive, but when she babysat me, as the years went on, she got very territorial. So you think she's gone, or you're unsure, or I mean something?
I don't think she's attached to you anymore.
Something did happen. I don't think we should say what happened on the podcast, just because that might have made her dip. I think we should leave that for people's imaginations, or maybe that's rude. Maybe we should just fucking say it. I don't know. I went into the hospital. I had what do we call that? I had a health scare, and I went into the hospital. No one knows this. Jesus, we're really making this Halloween thing depressing. Don't worry, it'll get horny in a second. Yeah, I'm totally fine. Everything is fucking great. Anyway, I had a bit of a health scare, and I had to go into the ICU. And when I came back, Gianna told me that she never saw her again. So whatever that may be, I don't know. That there's that. So let's wrap up.
And I have a theory about that.
Go ahead. Yeah, we'll wrap it up.
You know, when I went to like see you in the ICU, and it was like nighttime. It was nighttime, and like there was like a lot of people not there, and you know, an ICU like in Chicago at night, right? And there was like a lot of I had to like go through all these different parts of the hospital to get to you.
Mhm.
And they were like, it was dark and there was like nobody, there was like just like random lights and there was nobody there.
Mhm.
And it was like, it was so fucking like, there was just like a lot of like stuff going on. Like, and I remember at one point, like there was, and this is like where things are like funny and weird, but like when I was walking to you and like, I don't go to hospitals. Like you know, like I am a holistic girl. Like I avoid the doctor probably more than I should. And like, you know, I was like, I don't know how technology in hospitals work or doors, I guess. So
Sure, yeah.
I like go into this part of the hospital and there's like a desk and it's like dark and there's nobody behind there. And I literally can just get that same feeling, that like beady eye feeling at me. And I can like kind of see somebody back there that's like not alive, like a ghost or something. And I feel like they were like in the 80s or 90s, like they were just like older. And I could like almost hear them being like, can I help you? Like, like just like say, it was like they were telling me something and I just like wasn't like listening.
Sure.
And then I like get to this door that I have to like go on the other side of and it like doesn't open. And I like literally like feel this person be like, you need to like push a button or use the phone or something like that. And I was like, how do I open this door? And then I like look and I'm like, oh, that's what they're talking about. And it was like, they were telling me like how to open the door, but I don't know, like there was like a lot of like spiritual activity in that hospital. And so I just feel like that something related to like the hospital, like just like, I think after we had the conversation about it, like, I think that you kind of like, just like let go and like, you knew that it was her. And so you like kind of got what you needed. And then like at the hospital, like there's all kinds of shit that can be at hospitals. Like people can be like crossing over. There can be like entities that are like sucking on little things.
Sure.
And,
Yeah.
you know, she got something probably.
So you're saying that she followed me to the hospital, which is, and basically it was like the fucking hotel from The Shining or the apartment from Ghostbusters, and she got sucked into the fucking afterlife by Gozer or something. That's the theory.
Something. That's a theory. I'm not saying. I could probably figure it out if I wanted to, but I just
we'll work with that. Let's fucking move into like I have a little fun little bit, and then we'll end the interview. I appreciate you being here, taking the time. I don't know what you were doing before this. I don't want to interrupt your Saturday night too much, but like I love that you're here on the Halloween special. I would have no one else to end it, and that was a story that the haunting of the Sex Party Studio that we needed to tell, and now it's there. But now I want to play a little Halloween game. I've asked the other guests that have been on the special these two questions, one or two questions. I don't know. We'll figure it out, right? Out of the 5 following fictional horror movie characters, okay, which one do you think is the most the horniest and most sexually deviant? You can pick. Just do what you will with this. Ready? Jason Voorhees from Friday the 13th, Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street, Michael Myers from Halloween, Ghostface, and when I say Ghostface, I mean the persona of like hello, like that horny sort of that persona, not just every individual Ghostface because that's too long, but just the persona of Ghostface, or Pinhead from Hellraiser. So it's Jason, Freddy, Michael, Ghostface, or Pinhead. Who's the horniest, the craziest, the most sexually deviant?
I feel like I want to say Freddy Krueger.
Okay. Yeah. And he's the most like obvious, like I work in a gas station, I'll follow you home, kind of like,
yeah,
he's like the pervert of the bunch,
Yeah, like he's a total pervert and like a weirdo. Yeah. And those movies used to like terrify me as a kid. So that'd be my answer. I feel like he'd be into like some really twisted shit, like he's,
Yeah. I think, and I don't know if my answer has changed from last year, or I don't even know what I said in the other interviews. I don't remember, but I feel like, the sickest one out of the bunch is Michael Myers, because he's just quiet and he wants that fucking stabbing insertion strangle thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Jason's like too rough for me. Freddy's like too pervert. It's like over the top. Like he's kind of like the kind that would like chase pussy all night long and then get into the bedroom and be like, oh no, it won't work, you know, or whatever. But like, that's a very respectable answer, you know, because Freddy is a fucking hornball, right? And he's like running around all burned up or whatever. Okay, now out of the 5 fictional characters, again, Freddy, Jason, Michael, Ghostface, and Pinhead, right? Which one would you most prefer to get it on with, to hook up
Ghostface. 100%.
with? Okay. Well, that's ironic because I have that Ghostface costume in the closet with the fake knife from last Halloween. And I should have known that, but you've already asked me to put it on and literally like, you're going to hide and I'm going to actually like hunt you down in the apartment. And we are not fucking kidding. We should, oh man.
I've like teetered into like, could you get like a real knife?
God damn it! Now we got knife play going on now in the fucking Halloween special.
Well, like just very. Gently. Like don't maybe like run towards me with it. Like,
running, yeah.
Okay. Here's what because Golden Rule, like, what do they teach you as a kid? Like, don't run with scissors. Like, face down, walk. Like we would be breaking all of the rules if we did that. But it's like, yeah. I want to do like a full on elaborate role play like throughout the whole apartment. Like maybe you're like at the front door and I'm like wearing something that's like kind of like slutty or like, oh, I'm home alone and like, whatever. And then like you like knock on the door and I'm like, oh, I guess my food's here. And I like open it and then you're like, and I'm like, ah, and like I run and then I'm like, no. And then
yeah. What's funny is I'll be at the front door and it'll be locked and I'll be standing there like,
and the
neighbors will all come down and then either freak out or just walk by like they've heard so much crazy shit from us anyway. So they probably already are like, whatever.
Yeah. Well, they're loud as hell. So it's fine.
Gianna Rackham, happy Halloween. Thank you so much for being with me on the special this year. Let's remind these spooky, perverted, party-going sons of bitches where they can find you, where they can work with you, all the things.
Well, I am very active on Instagram at Gianna Love and Light. And you can also and also on Facebook, Gianna Rackham, but you can also check out my website, giannalightworker.com.
Yeah. You got some big things coming up though. Mm-hmm. Some very, very big things. Yeah. Well, at least we didn't tell that story about how you mixed sage and bleach and fucking bombed the apartment up. Yeah, I love you. You're fucking hot. Happy Halloween, baby. See you soon.
I love you too. Thanks for having me, babe.
That's it. That's a wrap on Satanic Panic, the Sex Party 2024 Halloween special. Big thank yous to Melody Mynx, Ellis Camino, and Gianna Rackham for being part of the special this year. You can check out regular episodes of Sex Party back at its normal time slot every single
Wednesday.
And if you are loving these guests, you're loving these specials, you're loving the regular episodes, and you want to show that love, that appreciation, that devotion, that fucking thirst for more Sex Party content, how can you do that? Well, if you're listening to this on platforms like Apple or Spotify, you could leave a rating, you could leave a review. Those things are wonderful, but fuck all of that. What you want to do is you want to make sure that you subscribe to the show so you never miss a new episode or special every single Wednesday. If you are watching on YouTube, I love you. I see you. I appreciate you. If you're watching on YouTube, what are your horny Halloween plans this year? Let me know in the comments. If you're watching on YouTube, how can you make sure that your love, your devotion, gets acknowledged and you never miss a new episode? Well, again, like you could like all of the videos. You could like this video. You could leave comments, even if they're nasty. I'll still go back and forth with you. I appreciate it. But honestly, what you really want to do is you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel so you never miss a new episode every single
Wednesday.
As always, you can find me in the DMs on Instagram, and I will see you all right back here next week. Hail Satan, happy Halloween 666.
Thanks for listening. The party continues next week. Click subscribe and let's make this a regular thing. Follow the show on Instagram and Twitter at SexPartyFM. Follow Dustin at Dustin Rybka.